Good morning, everybody. It's great to be here. Everybody's excited today because we're here for a lot of good reasons. And of course, today is the beginning day of our Mississippi Ag and Outdoor Expo right here in the new trademark. And that's why we picked today as a day to really make several announcements. And each one of these is related to agriculture and conservation. You know, farmers are the original conservationists. Nobody cares more about the land than Mississippi farmers. Nobody cares more about making sure our habitat is secure for our wildlife than our farmers. And today is a day I really can't take credit for any one of these ideas, but it is a testament to people around Mississippi from various different groups and organizations looking at the issues that we face and figuring out how we work together to tackle them. And I'm proud of that. I'm really proud of what we're going to announce today. We have 4 things to go over. And the first is a step back in time. If you'll go with me back in in history to about 1958, the Tennessee Valley Authority, of course, established all the programs, the electric water supply up in northeast Mississippi. And in 1958, after the completion of all of those projects, TVA deeded to the state of Mississippi a large tract of land. That deed was deeded to the state of Mississippi, and it was worked out between the Department of Education, at that time the State Parks Commission, and the Wildlife State Game and Fish Commission to figure out what to do with all that land. And it was decided it would be used for outdoor recreational areas. And so as you look around the state today, you see evidence of that. One of the pieces of land that was carved out and decided to be used was actually deeded to the Mississippi FFA, the Future Farmers of America Association, through the Department of Education. And until 1976, at a camp, this is a map of the area right here in the yellow. Of course, the water's not owned by anybody except TVA, but that land right there in the yellow was used as a FFA camp for outdoor recreation. It was kind of lost to history. The last time anybody knew that they'd been there was 1976. 1 year ago, just about exactly a year ago, some folks from the FFA came to my office and met with myself and Gail Clark. Go wave at them, Gail, our workforce coordinator. She works a lot with FFA. We have Cade here with FFA that's interning with us, and we started to research this. They wanted to find out what happened to the camp. And through our partnership and relationships with not only the FFA, but with the Mississippi Department of Wildlife, Fisheries, and Parks, we were able to come up with the research necessary to renew that lease, that agreement that was entered into way back when. And now today we're announcing that we are going to recommence the FFA camp. It is on the up around the Pickwick Lake area in far northeast Mississippi in Tishomingo County on the banks of Yellow Creek up there around the Ten-Tom Waterway, and it is a beautiful piece of property. And at this time, if I could recognize, I want to ask, well, let's see, who are we asking up first? We're going to ask, let's get Scott Breedlove, who's the president of the Mississippi FFA, to come up and say a few words. Scott's going to talk to us twice today. Scott, would you come up and say a few words and share with them what this means for the FFA, our young people? You have a great FFA program across the state of Mississippi, and we're proud to support them by reopening this camp. Come up and say a few words. Thank you. Y'all welcome him.
Yes, sir.
Scott, thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Thanks, everybody. I am Scott Breedlove. I am the president of the Mississippi Association of Ag Educators, and I'm also an ag teacher, FFA advisor at Union High School. I got the privilege back in June to go up and look at the property. It's been a mystery since I've started teaching, you know, way back when this property existed, and kind of nobody in my time frame or my age bracket knew about it or had seen it. And I got invited to come up and tour it myself, and some wonderful people with the Department of Wildlife, Fisheries, and Parks looked it over. We stayed out all day on it. I took everything that I saw and brought it back to the FFA board and told them about it, and not exactly sure what our plans are as of yet, but we hope to be able to utilize it in the near future.
Thank you. All
yes,
right.
Sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Scott.
Yes,
appreciate you. Thank you, and all our ag educators. What we do know is there's an old campsite there, a building that used to exist there. I think it's burned or rotted down. And there's an old kitchen that was there, and we expect it's going to be used for outdoor ag and recreational purposes for the FFA members, for students, for teachers, for everybody involved in this great program. Now, we couldn't do it without the support of the Mississippi Department of Wildlife, Fisheries, and Parks. And I'm so glad to have Executive Director Lynn Posey here with us today. Lynn, would you come say a few words? Let's thank them for all they do for Mississippi, but especially today for making this happen. Give Lynn a hand. Thank you all. Appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. It certainly is a pleasure to be here with you today, and rooms filled with conservation-minded individuals, and that's always a good place to be. Like Andy said, I am Lynn Posey. I'm Acting Director of the Mississippi Department of Wildlife, Fisheries, and Parks, and we're proud to have a little part in helping this happen. One of the things that the Wildlife Department strives to do over the years, and continues to strive to do, is keeping our youth involved in outdoor program. We feel like at MDWFP that is really the future of this, and there's a long history behind this thing. As Andy started to say, over 60 years ago is when this began, and here today we're actually at Wildlife, Fisheries, and Parks. We're in our 90th year of celebrating our 90th year of existence. So this goes way back, and we go way back, and we're pleased to be a part of these new efforts here, and we think this place, this new location here for the future farmers to go here at Tishomingo and J.P. Coleman State Park is a great place for this to take place at, and we're just excited to be a part of it and wish everyone well with it.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Director Posey. Thank you so much. Well, I said we had 4 things. That's the first one. The second one also involves the FFA, and it's also related to the mission of the Wildlife Department, and that is we know that we have a threat in this state and in this country of invasive, destructive, non-native feral hogs, wild hogs. And so the legislature was gracious enough to allow us to begin the first in the country Ag Department-led wild hog control program on private lands, agricultural, farmlands, and forest lands. We started that 2 years ago. And the demand for this program has been so intense, as we have heard from farmers and ranchers and landowners across the state whose lands are being eaten up by these good-for-nothing hogs. And so bottom line is we quit talking about it and started killing a bunch of hogs and trapping them and disposing of them. We got so many, we can't keep up with them. And we're very thankful there have been so many people. We'll have some other trap donations we'll talk about in a moment to help our program. But we needed people because, as you know, farmers are busy. Farmers right now are growing our food for the winter and out there in the fields. And so this trapping program is work. It's when you drop the door on those hogs or when you find them in those traps, that's when the work begins. And what we are pleased to announce today is I'm taking this wild hog control program to a new level. Today we are announcing the establishment of the Mississippi Wild Hog Control Program Youth Trapping Corps. Now, the way it's going to work is this. Just like Scott talked about our FFA kids around the state who get to benefit from this camp, these chapters of Future Farmers of America around the state in schools all across this state are going to get to partner personally with our farmers and landowners and deploying these traps and trapping these hogs and doing the work necessary for that program. The idea for this, I can't take credit for the idea. The idea came from Wildlife Dominion, a Mississippi hog trap company. In fact, they're a genuine Mississippi member. Jack Robertson's here, and also Robbie Taylor with Wildlife Dominion. Would you come and say a few words for us right now? Come up here. Thank you so much, Jack, for what you do. Thanks for trapping them hogs so good. All right, yes, appreciate you, Jack.
Like I said, I want to start off saying, I'm with Wildlife Dominion. We're glad to be here, and we're glad to be a part of this, Genuine Mississippi, and also the Feral Swine Program. We like the work Commissioner Gipson, you and your team are doing. And so like I said, we were looking at this, hey, we need some more labor. Where do we find labor? So we got with some people at the Commissioner's office and said, why don't we look at the youth? FFA was a natural fit. So like I said, we're real excited, and we're proud to be a part of this and the way this is going to expand. And it's a Mississippi program, but we're going to expand this thing across the country. And that doesn't happen without folks like you and your office and stuff that help us push these programs along. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Appreciate you. Mississippi's leading the way, killing these hogs. I've met with commissioners all across the country, and they want to know what we're doing in Mississippi because we're getting it done. Of course, the Department of Wildlife does a great job on public lands trapping these hogs, but they're everywhere. They're in all 82 counties. They do $60 million worth of damage each and every year, and we have got to act. We're really honored to have our intern, Cade Bradshaw, from Brandon, Mississippi. Cade, come up here. He's the sentinel, state sentinel for FFA. He's going to say a few words. He's been involved in working this idea, bringing it to fruition. So, Cade, welcome aboard the Department of Agriculture this year, and thank you for serving the people of Mississippi in this role. Y'all welcome Cade Bradshaw. All right, thank you.
All right, well, good morning, everybody. And as the commissioner said, my name is Christopher Cade Bradshaw. I'm the current serving sentinel for the Mississippi FFA Association, and on behalf of my 5 fellow officers, as well as the roughly 3,000 FFA members we have across the state of Mississippi, I'm honored to bring greetings here this morning. Just like the commissioner himself, I too am an alumni of Brandon High School, graduating just last year. And with that, I am excited to be able to share in the excitement of the Brandon and Union FFA chapters and chapters all across the state as this program is rolled out and implemented within their programs. Now, agriculture programs across the state this year are going to move to a little bit more work-based learning experiences. They're going to focus a little more on that. And so this program will not only be a good chance for students to be able to fill out some of those work-based learning hours, it'll have an impact far beyond the classroom. Under the supervision of their FFA advisors, students partaking in this program will be responsible for many things. And one of those things is communication with the landowners. They will find out when the landowner wants to trap, how long they want to trap, and details such as this. This will give students a good chance to work on their communication skills, but it also gives them real-life experiences on how to conduct themselves professionally when speaking with others. And then once all these details are found out, students are also responsible for transportation of the trap to the site, setting it up, and then once the term of trapping is over, students are also responsible for the removal and relocation of these traps. This will give students a chance to learn how to work better on the ground as a team and also learn safe transportation procedures. Now, to end my little spiel, I would like to leave one thing. FFA has one mission: to build tomorrow's leaders and tomorrow's workforce. And this program will be an essential tool that FFA will use to build Mississippi's workforce for generations to come. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Look, the best part of my job is to get to work with young people like Cade and our FFA 4-H kids around the state. Our future, our young people are our future. We appreciate them. Can we give our youth one more hand? Thank you all for those who are here. Thank you so much. And to speak one more time, Scott Breedlove's going to come, president of Mississippi Association of Ag Educators, and he's from the Union FFA, and they've actually been, I called them our guinea pigs the other day, because they, along with Brandon, have been the test FFA chapters to actually do the work of trapping these hogs. So Scott, come share with us what y'all been doing over in Union, Mississippi.
Yes,
all right, thank you.
So back in May at Mississippi FFA State Convention, I was approached by Jack and Chris from the Department of Ag and Jack from Wildlife Dominion about piloting this youth trapping program. Myself and Kramer Sile at Brandon High School. And as ag teachers, we're pretty competitive guys. So Kramer and I made a friendly wager amongst ourselves about who was going to do the best, who was going to trap the most pigs. I've never trapped a pig before in my life. I've eaten a lot of bacon. I've grew several domesticated pigs, but never trapped one. Kramer is more of an expert than I, but I will say at this moment, Union is slightly ahead of Brandon. I'm just putting that out there. But anyhow, this is a great opportunity that Kramer and I saw to be able to use our kids, give them something to do, show them, give them a leadership role. They go and they talk with landowners. They get an agreement signed. They take the trap, like Cade said, pick the trap up. To date, we have trapped at 2 different locations. We have contained 12 pigs. We've got 17 more on camera, and our trap is booked for the next 3 months. So I would like to thank you, Commissioner, and the Department of Ag for training us all summer and showing us what we need to do and how we need to do it. So thanks everybody that's involved.
Thank you. All right. Thanks for getting it done. Chris McDonald over here, wave at him, Chris. Chris is the director of our wild hog control program, and just as a reminder, it's on private agriculture and forestry land. So there's actually a sign-up period if you fall into that category through August 15th. We encourage you to do that. We like to have 500 acres to trap on because those hogs get around. If you don't have 500 acres, you can join with your neighbors until you get 500, and y'all can submit a joint application, and all we need is to find them hogs on camera, and we'll take it from there. So then I want to thank y'all for doing that. We're fixing to sign an MOU. Let's do that right now. I need Jack and Cade and Scott. Would y'all come up here? We're going to sign an MOU. Y'all want to do that now? Paige, is that right? Let's do it right now. All right. Three copies of this. What we are signing is a memorandum of understanding between and among the Mississippi Department of Agriculture and Commerce, the Mississippi FFA Association, and Wildlife Dominion Management. So Jack, you sit here, and you sit here. Jill Wagner, who is with the Mississippi Department of Education, is a little under the weather. She could not be here today, but we're going to sign these as of the 5th day of August 2022. Open up yours. We're going to do it 3 times. I'm going to sign for the department. Y'all sign where you sign. And this is the first in the country, the first in America, the Mississippi Hog Trapping Youth Corps. Thank y'all. Let's swap it around. All right, here we go. Thank you. All right, drop that in there. One more time, we're done. All right, let's get a picture. Y'all hold your pen up. Look at this.
Right, the small right here. You ready? 1, 2, 3.
Great. Mississippi leading the way. Let's give them one more hand. Thank y'all. We have with us today some representatives of the Mississippi Pork Producers Association. Would y'all, Shane right here. Shane Bowe is the new president of the Mississippi Pork Producers Association. These are not wild hogs. This is the kind we get our bacon from, all right? And pork chops and all of that. Shane, would you come? I want to thank you because recently, of course, we couldn't do this without partners. And recently, the Mississippi Pork Producers donated 2 additional traps to support our efforts to keep these feral hogs from spreading. Come up and say a few words, Shane. Thank you. Welcome the man who makes it happen, Mississippi Pork Producers Association, Shane Bowe. Thank you. All right.
Yeah. Just wanted to thank the National Pork Board. They donated one of those traps, or the funds for one of those traps. They recognize that this is a big issue in agriculture, and it's a big issue for hog producers in a way that other farmers don't necessarily have to deal with, and that is these wild hogs can spread disease to domestic herds. And I know in agriculture and livestock, disease control is at the forefront right now of the issues that we're facing. I also wanted to thank the Mississippi Pork Board. They're the ones that donated the other trap, and we recognize this is a big issue, and we're going to be behind it and keep pushing forward to try to get a handle on this.
Thank you. Thank you, Shane. Give him a hand. Thanks for what you do raising Mississippi pork. We love it. All right. One last thing we're going to do, and we're really excited. Again, we picked today because it's such a special day. We get to host at the Trade Mart here the second annual fall show of the Mississippi Ag and Outdoor Expo. This is where we get to put before everyone how agriculture and the great outdoors comes together. Hunting and fishing, camping, whatever you like, boating, it's all here inside the Mississippi Trade Mart. And Don Brazel with the Foundation for Mississippi Wildlife, Fisheries, and Parks is here. Don, would you come say a few words? And again, a great partnership. Thank you for what you do for Mississippi, too. All right, thank you. Say a few words. Give him a hand, y'all. Thank you.
Commissioner, I've got to say one thing before I get started. Believe it or not, I got my career started as president of FFA in Amory, Mississippi back in '83. Right. It's been a year or two. So anyway, on behalf of the Wildlife, Fisheries, and Parks Foundation, we're proud to present 2 great events over this weekend. The first one being the Mississippi Ag and Outdoor Expo that he just said to you. Great weekend. Y'all, we've got a little bit of everything from hunting, fishing products, services, agricultural products. We've got big boy toys, as y'all saw coming in the door, from the largest skidders you'll ever see in your life to tractors. And we've got little guys' toys in here. So we've got a little bit of everything. Showtime start today at noon. Opens up at noon, goes to 7 tonight. Tomorrow will be 10 to 7, and then Sunday from 10 to 5. So we're really excited. We've got nearly 70,000 square feet of vendors covering every inch, I believe, right? Every inch. We don't have room for another one. That's over 140 vendors. Love to get y'all to that. The next event I'd like to talk about, let me go back and say one thing. This room we're in is actually the kids zone. Okay. And I want to say a big shout out to the Natural Science Museum and also to the Mississippi Ag and Forestry Museum for putting this on. Kids can come see snakes, alligators, possums, learn about how to bees pollinate, learn about quilting, learn about making butter. This is one big thing we've got for kids, but also you've got a youth archery range. We've got a petting zoo that is put on by this Southern Ag Credit, which is our presenting sponsor. We got plenty for kids. Bring them out. They can touch all these machines, get pictures made with them. Second event we've got is the Bulls, Bands, and Barrels event on Saturday night, 7 o'clock. Now, they say there's a celebrity guest going to be there, and while you weren't at a meeting, I volunteer you to be the freestyle bullfighter. Is that okay? Okay, anyway, now we've got world-renowned cowboy Chris Shivers here to have pictures with everyone, sell autographs, but we've got freestyle bull fighting. Y'all, this is crazy. I don't know where they bring these people from, but I hear there's one boy from Mississippi going to be in this. Secondly, we've got bull riding and barrel racing. But in addition to all of that, y'all, it's high octane rodeo and entertainment. I'm just being honest. The entertainment, if you like country, you've got Chris Matthew is the premier person highlighting tonight, Saturday night. Then you've got Justin Champagne and Cole Jones in addition to that for music. Come see us this weekend. We got a little bit of everything for you.
It's going to be great.
That's it.
Thank you. I'm going to pass on the bullfighting because I had my own bullfight in my barn in December, and I'm still getting over that shoulder injury, all right? I let somebody else tackle them big boys. But y'all come out and join us Saturday at 7 o'clock at the Bulls, Bands, and Barrels. And, of course, the expo starts right now, right after this event, noon today. We'll see you there, and we'll take any questions. We covered a lot of ground, but a lot of good work today again. I'll close by starting where I started, and that is, this takes people working together. Solving the problems of Mississippi around the state takes people working together across different lines, across organizations, and today is the day we highlight that. So I want to thank every one of y'all that was part of the solution to deal with the problems we face. Thank y'all for being here. Any questions from the media? If not, I'll talk to you one-on-one. All right, I think we're dismissed. Thank y'all. All right, appreciate y'all. Come join us at the expo.